Hi Untanglers. So I thought I'd just, well, I got 5 minutes, do a little short video on the difference between clutter and hoarding. On the radio on Monday, I had a quick chat with the lovely Leash and Sam, and before they introduced me, they were talking about their own lives and what they were like, and the phrase, well, yeah, you're a bit of a hoarder came up. And I think it's important to discuss the difference between clutter and hoarding, and also explain a little bit about how you can go from clutter to hoard, because it's actually quite easy to get into that state of hoarding. So the difference between clutter and hoarding, let me just explain what hoarding is. So if it has a negative impact on your life, if you have distress because of it, if it interferes with your everyday life, so it might be that you can't use a room that you need to use, that you can't sit on your sofas because there's no room, you might not be able to use your dining table, you might not be able to get into a room, you might not be able to use your kitchen because there's stuff in there, or if things are stored in a chaotic manner, there you go. So if those things you think of as yourself, then yes, it is possible that you hoard rather than have a lot of stuff. So it might be worth looking at the Google clutter image rating. If you go onto Google, search for clutter image rating, and you'll be able to see different rooms and what kind of numbers that you would see yourself at. And if you're not sure, ask a friend to look at it. If you've got friends that come round, if you've got friends that don't come round, that might be a little warning sign to yourself that, well, I don't invite people round because of my house. And a lot of people have said to me, actually, I'm not a hoarder, but I've just got a lot of stuff, and that's important to know. And I do deal with people that just have a lot of stuff that are clutter bugs, and I also deal with people that hoard as well. And the way that I would work with whether you have a lot of clutter or a lot of stuff or you hoard, I always deal with it in exactly the same way. So if you can hear noise, it's my dog that's decided to join me at the table. So you don't get discriminated against if you class yourself as a hoarder, same as I would not judge you regardless. So I think it's important to know that if you say you're a bit of a hoarder, you've got to be a bit careful of that. Again, same as like I've got a little bit of OCD, just because you like your CDs in alphabetical order, actually you don't have OCD. So you know that's quite an important distinction. So if you're not sure, you can always send some pictures and ask me, and I will help you that way. So how do you go from hoarding from clutter to hoard? From my point of view, and it's just a personal point of view, because obviously I've probably had both in my life. I've been a clutter bug, and then I've also gone on to hoard. I think you have a tendency to have clutter if, for example, your parents kept things, your grandparents kept things. I think you might have got things in your life that have happened that meant you tendency to hold on to things. And I think if you've already got this predisposed tendency to clutter, I think all it takes is one event or something happening that's detrimental to your life. So for example, you might have got a mental illness, a physical illness, there might have been a bereavement, there might have been some kind of traumatic event. Something happens, and then it spills from clutter, hits event, and goes on to hoard. And I don't think that is I don't think that's an unusual thing to happen for people that now hoard. I think generally there's a tendency, then something happens, and then you go into a hoarding disorder. So I think that's important to know that there is a difference between the two. If you're not sure, feel free to message me or inbox me, email me, text me, ring me, whatever you feel appropriate and feel comfortable doing. Or if you want to pop onto the Facebook page or tweet me or send me a message on Instagram, then you can do that as well. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask if you're not sure, because knowledge is power, and if you know where you're at and you know where you want to be, then you're halfway there. So there you go, hopefully that's settled a few things. So you're not a little bit of a hoarder, you might have just got a bit of clutter tendencies, or it might be that actually you are in a hoarding situation, in which case ask for help, because that's what we're there for. Okay then, bye bye.